I really appreciate you all being here for today's new chapter in Island Bicycles. I'm Adam Leseur, the owner of the business. My wife Judy, who's over here, and I moved to Southport in 2021 after spending 22 years in the Vail Valley in Colorado. We knew very little about North Carolina and Southport, very little bit about Brunswick County, but somehow we found Southport, or maybe Southport found us, we're not really sure. But we came here hoping to find a community we could put down roots and became part of something, and here we are. And really Judy's the reason why we're here today, because she noticed Island Bicycles for sale and suggested that I take a closer look at it, and I acquired the business on June 1st, 2022, and Island Bicycles have been operating since 2016 on Long Beach Road. And over the years, it became increasingly important to Judy and myself that if we were going to build a business for the long term, that we find a permanent home. And the journey eventually brought us here to 5533 Rob Gandy Blvd. Jonathan McLaughlin with Margaret Rudd and Associates was kind enough to help us in that acquisition process and found the property for us. And he also then introduced me to Ron Greger with RG Tech, who knew the road and the surrounding areas. And when the acreage became available, Judy and I were fortunate enough to purchase it with Ron's guidance, his building knowledge. We began to put together a plan for what you see here today. And Ron was instrumental in bringing together the surveying, the engineering, the design construction, and all the people necessary to turn an island into a building. And Ron, I'm enormously grateful for your commitment and determination to that process. Thank you. Sorry, I'm trying not to necessarily read this, but sometimes you have to. And alongside with Ron was Joey Willett over in the back over there. Joey really helped to piece the building together from when the first shovel went into the ground. Joey helped to shape the look and the feel of the shop that you see today and put countless hours into making sure the details were done properly and done right the first time. So Joey, thank you. I really appreciate it as well. It's a beautiful building, and it's one we're proud to have a part of the Rob Gandy community here and the wider community of the area. I also want to recognize my partnership with Trek Bicycle Company out of Madison, Wisconsin. And I think it's important for everybody to know that Trek, while it's a big U.S. bicycle corporation, represents 65% of bicycle sales worldwide. They really do not operate as a corporate partner. They really respect us as an independent bike retailer, and they provide an enormous amount of support for us. And as you see around us, you know, they also have some of the best bike product that's out there for people to buy and sell. So I really appreciate the commitment that Trek has brought to us and allows us to operate here in the local area, but providing us reach in a more grander scale than we can probably do so as an independent retailer. So again, in a world where small business can sometimes feel overlooked by large corporations, our experience with Trek has been quite the opposite. But ultimately, buildings and bicycles don't make Island Bicycles. The guys in the blue shirts do, and I want to introduce Nick, our store manager, Andrew, our assistant manager, John is our lead service technician, Austin is also a service technician on the other side, and missing today is Carson, who would normally be here as a sales associate. These are the people that breathe life into what we do every day, and I'm enormously grateful for their help and assistance. Our motto here is to get people out riding, whether it's serious or seriously fun, and these guys live that every day with every customer, every repair, every bike sale. They also made this move far easier than it really was. We kept servicing bikes and taking care of customers through almost the entire move, just closing essentially for one day before starting again. So guys, I really am deeply thankful for each and every one of you and what you bring to Island Bicycles. It means a lot to me. And most importantly, we want to thank our customers, past, present, and those we haven't met yet. Supporting a local business means a tremendous amount of people behind it, and we know that they have choices, and we never take their decision to walk through the doors lightly, and our promise is pretty simple. We'll be helpful, professional, honest, and do our very best to take care of you. This location brings a new chapter for Island Bicycles as we continue to establish ourselves really as Brunswick County's local bike shop. Cycling, whether on a traditional bicycle or an electric assist bicycle, gives people freedom. It gives people the ability to move, their health, their independence, and mostly important, we hope it brings joy to them. And we want to build a community around that and be a good steward for cycling throughout the neighborhoods and our community. Judy and I are grateful to have found Southport. I look forward to seeing what seasons and years ahead bring. And thank you to the Southport Chamber. This is an overwhelming support here to have you all here, and I appreciate everything you all do to support local businesses in the area. I think we all know how valuable that is to keep it here and keep the money being spent in Brunswick County. Please enjoy some refreshments. That will conclude my remarks, and I just, with a tearful eye, say thank you to everybody who helped me get here. I appreciate it.